Many thanks for your company. Now, most schools in parts of the Volta, Central and Western regions, coastal communities have been closed down following Sunday's tidal wave. Families are still struggling to put structures together to reconstruct their depleted homes, and businesses have come to a halt. In the Central region, for instance, the body of a man who drowned at sea at the time of the surge on the ocean was later washed ashore, picked by the people and deposited at the morgue. These are the impacts of the perennial challenge, and even it gets worse sometimes. Joy News' Matilda Wamega spent a part of Monday night with some displaced victims putting up in churches and classrooms in Blekusu in the Volta region, and she reports.
I'm currently in Blekusu here in the Volta region, and this is a classroom where several of these displaced residents here within this particular community are putting up. They've been here since last night. Several of them are here with their families in order to seek shelter within this particular school. I'm told the school has been closed until further notice because the premises is supposed to be a makeshift structure for these residents who have been affected, and I'm going to be interacting with one of these residents who have been affected here. This is her bed. This is where she and her family have been putting up since the tide affected by the tidal waves last night. So let me speak to her now and get some understanding. David, good evening.
Good evening.
Morocco Nkode.
I'm going to Gladys Nyanyo.
Okay. So Auntie Gladys, alaka umwa chejo nami.
Magloba na azan about 3 o'clock ina. Emi kpoba na achi ayoko nami. Ko emi ba apu oshiun. Ko amuba kpere mian. Anya view. Na kota pa umblani. Ilo miaba ngokora moto. Miaba store amayo muyola makata agblan ya vinyo ba school ban pla mukata agblan ale mo chota miesi ko ba pla mukata la mi kata inyala ke mi wala ba
mi amaneni
o mi ama adrel apam.
Basically, what Auntie Gladys is telling us is that since last night, she and her family had to seek refuge in this particular building because of yesterday's flooding within their particular area. And she is saying that they have been terribly affected. Most of them had to escape from the flood waters because it had gotten to her waist level as at the time they were being rescued from their homes. So yes, it's something that they are used to. It's an annual thing, but it appears this year's situation is worse than what they have been used to. What she is saying is that she's appealing to government to address the situation, that is implementing a long-term plan to address issue about flooding within this particular community. And she's not the only one in this room. Like I told you some few minutes ago, she's here with other members of her family, and they are putting up here. They're going to be here until the situation normalizes. Yeah. Where they coming from. Almost every time Nami I look at me government na address new because every day na jo ucho molu pleur matres vanamia madrenya kataro I look at Najiba wa address situation anami
Rakumajiba matres pleur mundo o maunana kanami wa le mitapam logafia do mudoria de matresari ta komiko kudan joba onana mitafa fibubu ai ba watu honami watu ho ko damira mashia manano maganya chakwoto odnami hore tafa ikanya tagbalo tafa katra le chakwogbo watu hora fimonami alaba miano makple mia view na miara ajidi alaba matresi kple mudoya o kovina mia miatangwa dura afima.
Okay, so in as much as they appreciate government's efforts to address their situation by providing them with relief items, they are saying that they are appealing to government to find a suitable location for them so they can be relocated somewhere far away from the coast so they and their families can be safe to enjoy these relief items that will be coming, because if these items are given to them and they do not find a place to lay them, it makes no sense to them. So they are appealing to government to start working on relocating most of these people who live around Blekusu and its environs. The calls for a relocation plan for people who live within here. But they are not the only ones seeking shelter from this particular school building. There are several of them outside also trying to get shelter from this particular school compound. You can see several of them here who are trying to make do with what has been provided to them. Well, already by ya joa fia no jita panami.
Malaret.
Already. Katapaka Jimile.
Ayo community mi poko. Ba mi anoko.
Okay, so it appears to be a divided opinion here. Some of them are ready and willing to move out of this place if government should go ahead with its relocation plans, but others are also not ready. Yes, most of them here are fishmongers. That is their main source of livelihood, and their husbands are also fishermen. If government should go ahead to relocate them to a different community, it means their jobs are going to be on the line. So they are appealing to government to first of all address issue about the sea defense project. Government should expand the sea defense project to cover Blekusu and its environs. So these are the concerns of displaced residents. These are over 1,506 residents here within Blekusu in the Volta region who are appealing to government to immediately come to their aid and do something about the situation. For Joy News, Matilda Vomaga, Blekusu, Volta region.
Well, let's get the latest from our Volta regional correspondent, Ivy Setati, who joins us via phone now. Good morning, Ivy. How are victims getting back to their daily routine? It's been 2 days already.
Good morning, Bennett. Yes, it's been 2 days and affected residents are still putting up at the Catholic school here in Blekusu. Most of them are sitting outside waiting for NADMO to give them relief items. I met a family here at the top family who head of the family, their father has been critically sick for some time now. He was actually discharged from the hospital yesterday, one, because of financial issues. They don't have money to pay. And then he has also been referred to the 37 hospital. According to his daughter, he is in a critical condition and he has to put up with the family in the classroom. Right now, he said he cannot even breathe. I have his daughter who has been taking care of him here with me to tell us more about the situation, what they have been going through. So tell us, what has it been for you for the past 2 days?
Oh, for the past week, it wasn't easy because I'm the one who is taking care of them. I was in bed by that time before the rain just came. So all my money, everything just fall into the water. I'm a caterer, all my flour, sugar, everything. So now, as of now, I don't have any money at hand now to take care of my father. So I'm pleading the government to rescue the life of our father because as of now, he cannot even breathe well. No, nothing at all. So we are just seeing the government to come to our end because we have lost hope, no hope. So we are just pleading for them to help us to get the life of our father back because as of now, he cannot even breathe well. So we are pleading the government to come to our end.
So that's the daughter. So that's the situation here. I tried speaking with the father earlier, but he cannot speak with us because of his condition. He cannot breathe properly. People are still outside. We have children playing outside. We have the elderly. Everyone is outside here waiting on the NADMO to distribute the few relief items brought yesterday. So, Bennett, the situation is very, very serious here. And the people want government to do something urgent about the situation, or they remain in this premises, the school premises, until solution is found.
And so, Ivy, while they remain at the school premises, school sessions are not happening, right?
Yes, the school is closed down. Children, the same students, the children are here with their families, and so children cannot go to school. So we don't know for how long this is going to continue. I asked the Director General of NADMO yesterday. He said they are doing their very best to make sure that the children get back to school. But this is going to be the third night the residents are going to spend in this place, the school. So for now, they are only hoping that something urgent is done about the situation.
All right, thank you very much for the updates. Ivy Setoji coming to us from the Volta region. Meanwhile, the assembly member of the area, Clemens Agbote, has appealed to government for immediate relocation and extension of the sea defense project. He explains why.
Oh, as at now, let me tell you, as at yesterday, around 5 p.m. when NADMO came and we did the registration, about 195 households have been displaced. And in all, we can say that individuals that have been displaced are about 1,506 as at yesterday. And this morning, the situation has aggravated in the evening. So as at this morning, we have continued with the registration, and we have more of the people that were affected. And even right now, some people were being affected, and we are still doing the registration with NADMO people.
Okay, but I realized that we have several of these people putting up in this school building. Is this the only place that most of them are?
Oh, thank you. This is not the only place that most of them are. When we talk about Blekusu electoral area, we have about 5 small communities. But 4 of the communities have been affected seriously. We have Blekusu Fatriki have been affected. We have Blekusu Doma seriously affected. We have Blekusu Aninima seriously affected. And Blekusu Anyehaga seriously affected. So we have 2 schools in this electoral area. That is Blekusu Mina, AME Zion, and Blekusu RC Basic School. And so, RC is where we are standing right now. So we are asking everybody to come and sleep at RC so that we can keep some of the things at Mina, so that they could not move all the way from Anonymous to ours.
I get the understanding that these 2 schools within this particular community have all been closed down.
Oh, yes, the 2 schools have been closed down. Children were involved. Children were victims. Children don't have peace of mind to go to school. So when we allowed them to go to school and they go, when teachers were teaching, they could not be able to concentrate on the lessons that teachers will be giving them. They will not understand anything. The best option for us to take, together with the minister, the municipal chief executive, and the municipal director of education and other stakeholders, is to hold on and tell students to stay at home and then probably feel comfortable later so that we can come in and ask government to help them.
But so for how long are they going to remain in this state? Is there any plan? Are they going to move out tomorrow? What is the plan?
Oh, thank you. Though I'm not the highest authority to give you a final decision of government or the municipal directorate, but I can tell you that as we are here, people are still sleeping here. So it means that children may not be able to come to school tomorrow. So when NADMO bring their things, and we realize that those things that they have brought will curtail the situation, and it will allow people to go home, then we can suggest to government or other stakeholders that school should resume tomorrow. But things that they brought, when the things that not merit the situation, then people here cannot live to their various homes.
Well, in the early hours of Monday, Director General of NADMO, Nanajiman Prempe, toured affected communities in the Volta and Greater Accra regions. He assured of government's effort to implement long-term measures to deal with tidal waves and flooding in the country. NADMO, as part of its short-term plan, also made donations of relief items to about 1,550 residents of Akpla Agbanya in Ada.
because it's an emergency, we need to distribute this relief item to at least get the people in place, you know. When we finish with that, then we will know the next thing to do. But I believe as a nation, we have to sit down and look at the long-term plan. You've seen here Field Engineers Regiment, you've seen here the Assembly, and they are all stakeholders as far as this problem is concerned. So I believe after this, we look at the short term first, but after that we can meet, and then as a nation we look at the long term. I'm talking about preventive measures.
These people are getting almost used to the situation, and I'm wondering, you as NADMO, aren't you tired of distributing relief items almost all the time?
That is one thing the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, doesn't want to hear, that NADMO, the work of NADMO is distributing of rice and sugar and those things. The President don't want to hear that. The President wants to see us working more on preventive measures, disaster risk reduction. That is what we are planning to do. We having a lot of plans, and we believe the government itself, the Parliament is in support. And like you said, the people here, are getting used to. Yeah. In fact, even when you want to relocate them, they don't want to, because they've lived here for long and they know that every year it will come and go.
But do you have plans to relocate them?
Well, it is something we're thinking of. You know, it's something we're thinking of. There are two ways. It's either we relocate them or we do a sea defense.
So which of them are you considering now?
I wouldn't say I cannot talk to that now. They are all proposals. They are all suggestions you can make to government or a stakeholders meeting. Then we look at the ones. You know, we are a developing country. Building sea defense in the whole of the coast of Ghana is not an easy thing, you know. So these are some of the things we look at and see which one is feasible per our budgets.
So you are yet to look at?
We are yet to look at the long-term plan. But for now, we need to look at the short-term plan to at least save the people from the suffering they are going through.
So until this long-term plan is implemented, we are going to come here each and every time.
Of course, if you've not been able to put down some long-term plan, you cannot say when something happens to them because they've been here and then you wouldn't do it. You have to. They are Ghanaians. You have to help them. You know, disaster is everywhere, even in the developed countries like United States and others, where they have machines and others to detect disaster. They still sometimes they beat them. You cannot fight the nature. You know, so yes, if something happens before a long-term plan is put in place.
Well, we had scheduled an interview with authorities of the Coastal Development Authority. Unfortunately, they are unavailable now. We'll bring you that conversation as and when they are available.